Yo, what is up, everyone? I can't help it. You're not supposed to be like, dancing to your own, intro. You're supposed to be the cool one, be like, yeah, I've seen it before. You know what I'm saying? But those beats are always amazing by our guy Fable. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, Fable will be here in a little while. He's running a little late. You know what I'm saying? Work, you
Happens.
guys. It happens. We have to work for our comics, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Overrated thing called work. But station everyone, how is everyone doing? Happy new comic book day, everyone. Like Christmas Day. Every single week, 52 times in the year for us comic book fans. Christmas, Merry Christmas to everybody. I think I should just grow a beard and make it diet white. You know what I mean? Because I'm saying this every week. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Just get the washout dye. You just do it for the show
Yeah,
every Wednesday, wash it out.
why not? Why not? You know what I mean? But yes, happy Whiplash Wednesday to all you. I hope everyone was able to get their books, or whenever you get your books. Happy New Comic Book Day, everyone. Station to you all. What is going on? I am Big Herm.
I'm Steph, missing link.
Missing Link. He's always missing, but we always find him here on Whiplash Wednesday because that's what we do. We fetch him in. You know what I'm saying? But like, stop
Really need
out with Carmen San Diego and all that work. You know what I'm saying? I know I always say that, but I can't help it, man. I love it. I love doing this. I love this day. Hope everyone in the chat is having an amazing time. I feel like let's go to the chats and check them
Yeah.
out real quick before we do a little rundown like we usually do. Um, our guy Brandon Comic King Station, my man. I know you had something to say. I didn't get to check out anything today from the Bad Batch. I'm
Right.
gonna watch everything on the rewind. And wow, we're looking at people in the chats. We got a certain, one of our buddies was able to make it. Station.
Station, what is
Station.
up, fellas? Sorry I'm late. What is going on?
Nah.
It's
Never
all
late.
good. You're never late, man. You here. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even start the show yet. Well, we started the show. I mean, I'm rambling for 9 minutes like I always do. You know what I'm saying? But we're going through the chats real quick, and then we'll talk. We'll do a little rundown of what happened today. Also, I didn't even mention this. We got a special guest today. I might as well mention that before we go back to the chats.
Oh
Special
yeah.
guest DPB. You know what I'm saying? Dog Pound Brown. We have him here on our show tonight. You know what I'm saying? Talk about his Kickstarter. We're gonna do more than that. Usually people do the little interview thing, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty. We like to hang out here, chill with the man, pick his brain, and all that. And
Absolutely.
maybe he let us know a little bit about the Battlestar Galactica, because that's what we're doing this week. Some Battlestar Galactica episode 7 and 8. Can't wait to chop it up with you guys with those episodes. Before we get to all that, let's get back to the chat real quick. Then I get back to you guys. Like I said, Brandon Comic King Station, my man. Anything that man does on his channel is always amazing. It really is
It
great
was fun.
content.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was like just like a little. It was like he was like bagging and boarding. It was kind of relaxing to watch someone else bag and board. Like it wasn't like the stress of me bagging and boarding myself. I got to vicariously live it through him. So it was okay.
station to that. Of course, the creative director of the Bad Batch, Station Maria. Happy. Hey everyone, happy new comic book day. She says, Station. And,
Station.
oh man, and one of our homegirls, Binja, Station, part of the Gal Squad. Amazing. They always put some awesome shows over there at J Rose channel. Station, thanks for joining us. And of course, James Felt, who's all over the place, says, Station, Big Herm and Steph, good to see you guys. Yes. James Felt, always good to see you hanging out
Absolutely.
with us for a little while. Oh, Brother Joe, you American hero. Brother Joe was there. Station to Brother Joe. I'm always loud, guys. You guys know what I do. So the champ Big Herm, amazing missing link, and the mighty Fable with the show. Yes, sir. And then of course the other member of the Gal Squad, Sheena Station. Sheena, always appreciate you girls checking us out. You know what I'm saying? Checking out the show. I hope you enjoy what we bring today as much. Anybody out. If you're watching on the rewind, you know what I forgot to do, guys? If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. subscribe to the channel, ding, ding, ding that bell for notification for future videos so you can see everybody in the Bad Batch and all that here tonight on Whiplash Wednesdays. And I think I got everybody in the chats. Whoo! Man, I'm already tired, guys. The show's over. Nah, just kidding. But before we get to everything, how are you guys doing? Start with Phable. How you doing since you came in just now? You know what I'm saying?
You know, another hard day at work. Running home, watching Battlestar at the same time, trying to take notes. Get here in time. I was a few minutes late, but you know, I'm here now. I'm with my two fellas. I'm with this great chat, this great community. I can't be any happier right now. Let's get to it, man.
Station Stef, how are you doing, my mother?
Good. I think Phable said it best. My day probably wasn't as hard as you guys', but like I said, I'm here with you guys talking about this show. Great people in the chat. So
appreciate it, man. Always station to that. So I'm gonna run down real quick from the Bad Batch. We gotta get our guests in here so we get some chopping up. Our guy, you know, many different perspective. Usually I get it right away and then I always mess it up. But there you go, talking some Valentino. Amazing video like always. Oh, we get a little bit of Manny on Whiplash Wednesday, but at least it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Keep on keeping on. Always our guy Nick Comic Culture, always putting out the new comics of the week. You know what I'm saying? And later on in the day, he'll tell us his new comic book day haul. And usually this is a little preview of his Nick at Night, which is a fantastic. Usually Friday nights he drops those. Always look forward to those. Great reviews. Gotta check that guy out always, he always drops the video, so I guess you gotta check it out on the rewind. But keep on keeping on, of course, chatting with the community where our guy TM Nerdy sat down with Mark, Legion of Comics, you know what I'm saying? Chop it up, watch that on the rewind if you didn't get to watch it, you know what I'm saying? Of course, Brando, this is the only thumbnail I have for Brando. He's supposed to do a Donnieverse thing. But like
perfect
you guys
YouTube face. Beautiful.
Great thumbnail. And then of course, the lead up to our show, the bridge to our show, Rockin' Robbie,
nice.
Comic Hall and Karaoke.
Hell yeah.
I like that.
Always puts up a fantastic show right before us. A big new addition to our Whiplash Wednesday lineup, which is stacked now. So like, if you have the day off, you might as well have the Whiplash Wednesday off. Go get your comics, read some comics, and just watch the Bad Batch. You know what I'm saying? Like, what better?
Hey, I put in a request for a Walk Like an Egyptian, so I hope to hear him singing that soon.
There you go. And keep on keeping on. Like I said, great group of guys there. I do have my own little mystery box haul video finally.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking of doing, I know it says next week, but I'm thinking of doing it tomorrow. I'll let everybody know. So finally get that thing open. I've been wanting to get it open. That's actually an old picture. The box is different, but you know, why not show that one? It's looking like oh, I'm loving it. And
don't ruin a good lie, Big Herm. Don't ruin a good lie.
Of course, the hashtag Blame Phable Tonight show. I don't have a thumbnail for that, but we will talk about that a little more throughout the week. Let you know what's going on and all that. But we do know we have Eric, the Stash, part of the PCP Army. He is part of our member. He's a member of us all the time. He is excellent. So I can't wait for us to display him because he's a great mind too in the comic book world. So Stash Station,
gonna be good one.
And I think he's in the chats. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there you go. Station to the Stash. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Oh, Verno. Hey, what's going on? I'm Verno. I'm in the chat. Just say stuff. You know, ask me anything. You know what I mean?
Station Verno.
There goes Manny. So I think I got everybody in the chats. Nick Kicks and Comics Station. What is going on, Nick? Never enough Nicks. Always appreciate when you. Hey yo, look at this panel.
Was it the best Nick from the best universe?
From the brightest universe.
From the brightest universe. There we go.
From the brightest. So now that we got that, we might as well add another member for tonight. You know what I'm saying? Our guy, Phable, you wanna bring him in? You wanna do the honors to bring him in?
Everybody, help us welcome Dog Pound Brown.
Yeah, Station.
What an introduction, guys, man. To be finally on with you guys. I was on with Stef the other day.
I do it, yeah.
With Brandon and Comickings.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys did that show too.
So
yeah,
we were on everything. But nice to be on here with you guys, Big Herm, Phable.
Yeah.
My man, Station, so
Station, I guess you're one of the many that waits backstage for a very long time. One of my I apologize. I always seem to go over 10 minutes on my intros.
I'm enjoying you guys banter and everything. Whiplash Wednesday, woo!
Yeah.
Woo. Man, yeah, you're right. You gotta definitely take a day off to watch you guys.
That's a fact.
It's a lot of great content, man. You might as well just take the day off instead of trying to catch up through the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Or even if you're at work and everything, just put on like the Whiplash Wednesday. I mean, you're good for the rest of the day.
There you go. There you go.
Let it go.
So much, man. So I might as well bring you up on the top here. Spotlight you real quick. Let me get that big banner out of Stef's face.
No, I'll be the banner.
He'll be like, "Hey, I'm here."
It looks better than the banner anyway.
Yeah. always. Oh well. So DP Brown, man. First of all, thanks again for coming on, hanging out with us. You got something really cool going on right now. But before we do all that, how was your week? We like to ask everybody how's their week. How was your week, man?
It was awesome. Started my Kickstarter and everything. Got all started with a bang and stuff, and just basically just out here, just grinding, hustling, making getting my stuff out there and everything. So the week has been very good. The weather here is a little cold. It got a little warmer and everything. I'm in like the Pittsburgh, PA area. Brandon, no.
Yeah.
But it's been a little cold. But other than that, it's just feeling good vibes and stuff. Vibing with you guys.
You're not kidding with the weather, man. I saw the weather. It went 70 degrees here, right? And then the weatherman's like, but don't get used to that. Make sure wherever you go, bring your coat with you, because tonight's gonna be 20 degrees. I'm like, what's going on?
Right?
It goes up and down. I mean, each years go past. I mean, you never know what type of weather you're gonna get in the wintertime.
There you go. You go from the beach to the ice cube house in one night,
week.
you know what I mean? One day.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's East Coast stuff for you here. Just crazy weather all the time and everything. But when you get a chance to get out there in that warm stuff, take advantage, because like Big Herm said, it could just be ripped up right quick.
Yeah.
28
like
Dallas. What?
28 Dallas.
Dallas.
What
and
the heck?
he's talking about like you guys actually have like snow. You have like snow in Dallas?
They have it for a day for like an hour, and then it melts.
Yeah.
They build a half a snowman and it melts on them.
That light coating of snow.
And like, they watch the tutorial on YouTube. Let's have a bit of storm, Crazy stuff.
Yeah, man. So before we get to your Kickstarter, we covering Battlestar Galactica. We're gonna cover all the seasons and stuff like that. You're a Battlestar Galactica fan, aren't you?
Man, it was such a great show when it came out. So my history of Battlestar Galactica, I avoided it for like a while because I remember the 70s show. And the stuff that came before that, and I was like a kid when all that stuff came out, the old Battlestar Galactica. I was just avoiding it. I'm like, this new thing, I mean, is it going to be just like how the old stuff was, cheesy and all that stuff? So I avoided it for like a long time, and then I eventually sat down and watched it. They came out with what I think was a 3-part miniseries or a movie or something like that in the beginning, and then that was really awesome. And I was like, wow, they have like a whole series of this. So I after that that 3-episode miniseries, I just binged like the rest of it, and it was just awesome.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That was like my story, because like, you know, I'd never seen the original. I'd heard of it, but even the name alone, you know, like Battlestar Galactica, just you know, kind of sounds very high sci-fi, fantasy, very corny, nerdy. A little bit. Yeah, yes, yeah,
Nerd.
It does. Battlestar Galactica. But that I had seen the miniseries on Netflix like 10 years ago, and I was the same as you. Once I saw that miniseries, I was hooked, and I binged like the whole series in a week. Maybe less than that,
man.
Yeah. That was like the only thing I was watching.
Yeah, a week, man. You was just like, I cannot. You not stop watching.
Yeah, I was living, breathing it, bro. I was like, by the end, I was so saying we all to everything. You know?
Say we all, man.
You kind of didn't know if you were in a dream or not, because am I in Galactica right now? You know.
That, you know, the ending, without ruining it too much, but you know the ending, Phable. I started thinking, I was like, maybe that is the origin, you know, maybe that is what really happens.
Yeah, I did the same thing, bro. I watched the show soon. I didn't see it for the first 3 seasons. The 4th season was broken apart into 2 pieces.
Yep.
I didn't see the first half of the 4th season. That's when I caught the show, right in between that break. So I did the same thing. I must have binged it in a week or 2, something like that. And I was just in time for that last half. So I caught that live on TV. Awesome, dude.
Oh, wow. So you caught it live with everybody at the same time. Oh, yeah. That's cool right there. You know,
yeah.
Doing it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like no, go ahead.
I was about to say the one of the 2 biggest images, and I'm assuming you guys seen like the first, you know, the 3 episodes, right? The 2 biggest images from that show that I remember that struck me was, number one, I can't remember her name, but the blonde with the red dress.
Oh, I was about to say that must be one of the images. We're not watching the same thing.
Lady in the red dress, baby.
Lady in the red dress and everything. She came walking, and you know, they had the meeting at the beginning, and nobody showed up at the other end.
Right.
I was like, what the heck is this? You know,
started off.
Oh yeah, it started off like just in a mystery. I'm into like mystery box sale. I was talking that Stef the other day and everything. I like those mystery box lost type stuff. So BSG just had me hooked just like that. And then the other part towards the end of the when they had that that explosion when they blew up and everything. I think they destroyed like the Earth or something like that, or the planet where they was from. It was. I mean, they just had me hooked. Trisha Helfer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. She's awesome. Yeah.
She's awesome.
And Phable, you said that was her first role, right?
Yeah.
She had. I did say that, but she had minor roles before.
This was her. Right.
This was her like leading
big
star role.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She did a great job for, you know, just being she was a very prominent character throughout the series, like one of the significant characters, and it's impressive.
Oh yeah.
She's a retired model, which is crazy. Like, you know, who would have known she had such acting chops?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Rebecca Romaine, I think she kind of understated as Mystique, you know, and she's done well in a few other movies.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
It's something to look at the whole time though, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, my experience with it is like I've seen bits and pieces here and there, like we've seen Xena made an appearance in there and all that. Like I think I seen that episode, didn't know what the hell was going on. You know what I mean? And you know, like I never went back to it, but I always did want to see it. It just never happened.
Right.
So I guess the good Lord was waiting for me to watch it with my awesome buddies here, because I'm just enjoying the heck out of it, and it is so hard not to see the next episode. You know what I'm saying? Like there was an episode that ended on a cliffhanger a couple of episodes ago, and then I couldn't see the next episode to the next
Starbucks.
week.
Yeah.
I was like, come on. Excellent show, and we're like these guys say all the time, we're trying to get more people to watch this show because it deserves it. And You know what I mean? Maybe, and we probably the reason why they're thinking of a remake right now, because you know,
that big resurgence.
A remake like, of a remake.
Right? Yeah. How many remakes do they need, right?
Yeah. The guy from what's his name? Sam Esmail from Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
To be making the next one.
Wow.
Crazy if that's the case. I mean, he's been attached to it for a while, but I love Mr. Robot, you know.
Yeah, that's gonna be a layered show.
Oh, that was awesome. But if you get that creative mind on the Battlestar Galactica, then
it's in good hands.
Yeah.
They just got to bring back Ronald D. Moore. He has to be attached.
That's like the executive producer, right?
Yeah.
That's the head, the showrunner, the guy who put it all together. Him and David Icke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I love Edward James Olmos too, man. Hey, man, as the commander, man, he is fantastic, man. It's like he knows what to say all the time, and he just knocks it out of the park, man.
He ended up every time. Yeah, no, his role, man, and not even just his acting. Like he ended up taking like I want to say like towards the end he started executive producing some of the episodes, and I know he directed a few, wrote a few. Like he was passionate about the series.
Yeah. By the end, he got really involved. Because he saw how good it was and the potential and how nobody was really like paying attention like that, you know.
But the girl who plays the woman who plays Starbuck, I never seen her in anything before then, and you know, she just blew up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she just blew up like right after that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll talk a little more about Battlestar later. I needed to hear what you had to think about it on DP because it's a fantastic show. So anybody I get on here, we're gonna chop it up at least 20 minutes and go off the rails like I always do on my shows. But my boy Phable here says on Sunday, we know who you are. I can't do it as good as him, but you know who. Some people in the chats know who you are, but just in case there's one person in the chats or watching on the rewind that don't know who you are, who are you?
I am DP Brown, your friendly neighborhood comic book creator from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm from the land, folks. So, you know, I get it all types of ways. You know, the Lake stuff, the Brown stuff. You know, we at least got a championship with LeBron.
Yeah, at least
that was all good back in 2016. But I am a comic book creator. You know, I am the writer and creator of The Theme of Thieves. The book is about two teens and a mysterious man in a red suit. Y'all right here.
Nice.
They travel through time and they're trying to solve the mystery of why people are disappearing in the present. So right now the first issue I did a Kickstarter on like last May, and that was a real good success and everything. So right now I'm working on the second issue, and I have my Kickstarter up for that, promoting like the second issue, getting funds and everything, ready for that. So it's going great. My man Dan Ekus is doing the artwork for it.
Nice.
And Alex ZF, she's doing like the color work and stuff. So I've been writing for a number of years, different prose type stuff, doing different stuff for like different websites and everything. But comics has always been my passion. I mean, I remember when my dad bought my first Spider-Man book back when I was like 5 years old, and I was just so enthralled with like the colors, and I was just hooked, right from there. And I've just been like into everything from like Spider-Man, of course, Batman, Superman. I really got into like the what really turned me onto comics as being like a really good, viable reading medium was when I read The Dark Knight Returns.
Nice.
Because I was a big superpowers head, watching the superpowers TV show and Super Friends and everything. Right. So when I seen that third issue, when Superman and Batman was in that iconic, stage where they was like, Batman had the gun pointed at Superman, I was like, they could do that,
right?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I was just all the way in it at that point, and it was like for mature readers, Squarebound, one of the first times that they actually had Squarebound type books with thick pages and everything, and really concentrate on like their colors and the artwork and stuff. Frank Miller's been like, a real fan of mine like ever since, but that's been like a really big influence on my like, writing work. And then I also read like Watchmen later, which was like a really that just took me, to the heart and everything. So those are like one of the big two, comic books that I actually, take a lot of influence from, as far as like, the stuff I'm putting out right now.
Nice. What do you remember the Spider-Man issue that was that you saw?
It wasn't Amazing Fantasy. It was I can't remember the issue, but I remember it had Scorpion on the cover. And it was like in the early 200s something. I can't remember what the exact issue number was, but I just remember I can't remember when I was 5 years old, but I remember that.
Yeah. So like, how do you like when you decide, like, how do you decide that you want to be a writer? How does that come into play?
So, I mean, like I said, my passion is like, comics and everything. I've been wanting to like, put something together for like, all these years. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm working, like doing like the 9 to 5 and everything. But, I really want to get into, comics and stuff. And how do I want to end my life? So I think I was like, okay, my retirement is going to be making this comic thing that I've been putting on the back burner for so long. Let's get it done. Let's just get to it. So I ended up saving like, a chunk of change and everything to put some, starter stuff together to present to some folks. But what made me actually want to get it done was the fact that I seen other people, independent comic creators come on Kickstarter and actually get their stuff up and out there and everything. Right. I was like, okay, that's the really good way to do it. To like put your half, like, you save up your money, put your half into it, and then get some people to come along and help you get the rest of it out and everything. Right. So I was very encouraged by that, because not a lot of creators get that opportunity to get their stuff out there. You go to conventions and you have your portfolio and everything, and you try to present it to like editors, okay, here's my stuff. Can you sign me, or can you, get me some, work and everything? I'm like, okay, that's a cool way to go. But I think if you actually put, a little bit of work and actually get some stuff created and actually put it out there to the fans and let them get a reaction on your stuff, then you can actually get like a good fan base going and everything. And if you grow your audience to a point where you can actually go to an editor now and say, I have an audience, so what are you going to give me for me to come on to your to your publishing thing? That way they can look at you and say, okay, well, you got an audience in back of you. I can make some money off of you. I mean, because all they do is make money. You can do that. So I was like, okay, that's I'm in the sales game doing like some side stuff already, so I might as well put it into something I'm passionate about. So that's how it really came about with me wanting to really get it done and just making this my retirement.
Yeah. I keep looking at your poster. I'm like, how does it feel to have your own creation in a poster like that in your room? Like, that's so cool.
This was done by Ren McKenzie. I met him at a comic. I met him at Wizard World Con, I think in Pittsburgh, a few years back. And I asked him to, commission him to do that piece and everything. And I liked it so much, I had to blow it up into like a poster and everything. So this is my mysterious man in a red suit. I haven't revealed his name yet in the book, so it's like a mystery box thing. Stef, mystery box. I love that. So I'm sort of like teasing him in like the first few issues and everything, and then he'll come on strong. With my main protagonist, taking them on like the adventures of their lifetime. So yeah, it is pretty cool, Herm. I mean, it's definitely something that it's like a dream come true to me.
Nice. Oh yeah. So like I'm guessing you have do you have like when you present a Kickstarter like that, do you have everything written already and ready to go completely? Like how it's gonna begin, end, and all that? Do you have like like in your head, I'm gonna do 5, I'm gonna do 6 issue series, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do an ongoing. What do you? How
Yeah.
do you? How do you like think about that? Like, how do you go? I can't even how express, but how do you go to that conclusion?
Yeah, I mean, so I have like scripts written out for like each of the issues that I want to present, and then when I'm ready to actually put them down, and I actually go through like a writers group that actually gives me a critique on everything that I write, and
nice.
they give me some
That's
feedback
awesome.
that they give me feedback, and I go back to the table and come back again until it's to a point where I feel it's confident enough to give to an artist. Once I give it to the artist, it's like running down a hill with some stuff. They come back to me with the artwork from what I created, in my side of my head with like descriptions and stuff. And then I see what they write. I'm sorry, I see what they draw, and then I take, send them back for stuff they may need to revise and everything. Luckily, the artist I got with Dan, he doesn't require too much, revisions and everything.
Right.
But essentially, I just end up just creating stuff, from the beginning, and I take half of what I created, or more or less like 75% of what I created is already done before I even get to the Kickstarter. So by the time I get to the Kickstarter, I can let my backers know that this thing is like, it's like 75% there. I just need you to carry me the rest of the way, so I can get the bucks, get the stuff printed and out to you guys, and then out into the world, so they can consume it.
Nice. And the artists, like, are they free to like give you suggestions, maybe add a little of their flavor to whatever that's
Oh
going
yeah.
on, maybe give you ideas of villains or whatever and add stuff into it?
Absolutely. So my initially, because I'm such a control freak, I wanted to just thumbnail like every panel. I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I have in my head. I have the descriptions, but this is how I want the characters positioned and stuff. I wanted to thumbnail everything. My artist Dan, he told me no. he just shut me down. And years ago, I would have been stubborn enough to be like, okay, you're telling me no. I mean, I need to just walk on from you,
Right.
But sometimes you need to let go, and let people be creative because that's what they're there for. So he was just like, no, I'll let me show you some of the stuff I can do, and you don't have to thumbnail everything because I know you got a lot of stuff on your plate already. No reason to thumbnail everything, and give me examples. Let me go from off your descriptions, and we'll go from there. God bless him with the talent and the wherewithal, because that's key too, to actually come out and be able to interpret all my descriptions and put them in a visual form. Where by the time I got the artwork back, I was like, wow, yeah. This is what I wanted. Yeah. So I got lucky on that one, I think, though.
Oh man, the feeling, I can't even imagine the feeling of get back this art of stuff that you created and this other person, like, everything in your image and all that, it's on a piece of paper, and that is amazing, man.
Yeah. It's like super exciting. It's like every time I get artwork back from him, I'm like, man, I'm just excited and amazed. And I send it off to the colorist and everything. And when she colors the stuff and comes back to me with that, I even get more hype. And it just keeps just keeps the ball rolling and everything. And then I send it to the letterer, come back and see that he does like everything. I'm like, oh man, I'm just so lucky. And then by the time I get it to production and it comes back from the printer, and I'm like, man, I finally got a comic book made.
Yeah, nice. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it ends up being like a good process. It's not like it's stressful, but it's happy stress.
Right.
Yeah, favorite guy. Any questions before we finally get this Kickstarter, trying to get some images in here?
So you got the Kickstarter going. Looks like it's a successful Kickstarter. You produce your book. What's the plan after this one comes out? Are we going straight to Kickstarter, or are we doing like exploring publishers? I mean, what route do you want to take after this thing comes out?
Yeah, so my plan right now is to do at least 4 Kickstarters before
Nice.
I actually take it to like a publisher. I just want to build the audience up right now, so I'm trying to get as many people on board to the project by doing like conventions and doing like stuff like this, promoting and everything. I'm selling a product on my website, themathieves.com. You can get the first issue there. Just doing a Kickstarter to keep issue going, not have everything come out of my pocket, but just to get people on board with some of the fun that goes along with actually pledging on a Kickstarter. Because not only do you get the book, you get some other things too, along with getting the product and everything. So to answer your question, after I've done like 3 or 4 of these Kickstarters, I do plan on going to like a publisher to try to present the IP as to something that can actually be taken from there. So I can be more on the creative side and they can do all the business. I don't want to keep doing this forever. I want to be the creative, force that drives this thing to even something bigger. So that's my aim. Build it. And like I said, they will come.
They will come.
All right, man. So I want to share us some of the image for us here.
Let me try to share some of the images from this Kickstarter here. Just let me know if you're able to see my screen. You see that there?
There you go. Yeah, I see it.
All right.
Going up right now.
So I'm about a week into Kickstarter, about 66% to goal. So I'm really happy about that. So with 23 days left, so I got about 3 weeks left on this. So that's my guy, in the back and everything. The man in the red suit and the girl right here. Her name is Rebecca. She's coming of age. She's a teen coming of age in high school. And just before she gets, taken on like the time traveler journey, she's going through like some trials and tribulations, in the school before she actually goes on her adventure and everything. So I'm slowly building up her character. As far as that, let me see if I can play this video right here. Uh-oh.
Yep.
My name is D.P. Brown, and I'm the creator and the writer of The Theme of Thieves. I'm from Cleveland. The Theme of Thieves is about Rebecca and Jason and a mysterious being called the Man in the Red Suit. We travel through time to try to solve the mystery of why people are disappearing in the present. When the Kickstarter is done, I plan to finish creation of the second issue, do a small print run, and create t-shirts and merchandise exclusively for my Kickstarter backers. The book is 75% complete, folks. Funds from my last Kickstarter from issue 1 went into creating the second issue, and funding from this will go to creating issue number 3, which completes the first arc. I want to thank everyone in advance who made it this far in the video. My last Kickstarter was a really great success. We've had some really great reviews and response from the first issue. I am excited to announce that this Kickstarter will have limited pledge tiers that include exclusive personalized artwork from acclaimed custom artists Phil Cho and Dan Ekus, custom-made tumblers made by Pumpkin Works as well. The artwork and cups can be made of your favorite sports team or superhero, and an exclusive signed metal edition cover of issue 1. Get them while they last. Here's what I need you guys to do. Go to the story section in this Kickstarter. There's a preview link to my comic. If you like what you see, make sure that you come back here and make the pledge.
Make the pledge.
That's awesome,
nice.
bro.
Thank you. That's
That was
a
great.
little trailer pitch and everything. But just to go through some of the stuff that's in this. So you got like the standard edition and then a variant edition of the second issue. So the first issue is already out, out and about in the world and everything. Like I said, available on themeofthieves.com. But I got the second issue that I'm currently making right now, and it was this standard edition was done by Dan Ekas, and also Steve Guptas, who did the coloring. And this variant edition was done by myself and Kevin Hart, Mr. Soul. He's done work with like Outkast. He's done work with like Goody Mob, a lot of Atlanta people and everything. He's was really good as far as that. So I got him doing all that, and just to give you guys an indication of what the artwork looks like, this is some art panels from the first issue. Nice. It starts off really, really crazy in the beginning and everything. And then, we start doing a lot of character development. The big thing about my world is that it's about people who are disappearing left and right at random times throughout like their lives and stuff, So basically you live in a world, what if you're like in front of someone and all of a sudden they just disappear, you got people dying. But in my world, people, while you do have death and everything, people actually disappear and there's no trace of them or anything like that. So I'm dealing with how do people react to that? How do people, feel about that? How do religions react to something like that? How does politics happen? How does the whole government, system, work with that? So this guy here, he's like his name is Jason. He's getting bullied in school. So he's going through his trials and tribulations, and he's one of the ones that is going to get going on a time, go through like a time travel journey and stuff. So I got he's one of my favorite ones, and he's going through like some crazy stuff too. Of course, this is a man in the red suit. This is one of the panels in the book where he's like appearing and disappearing and everything. The second issue is going to be 24 pages. The first issue was like 36 pages. So you got a lot of good content. And the good thing about this Kickstarter is if you missed the first issue, you can actually go back. You could pledge on the Kickstarter for more issues. I mean, to get both issues 1 and 2, so you can like catch up. Yeah. So if you go,
that's awesome.
Say it again.
No, I said that's awesome.
Oh yeah. So if you've already got the first issue, you can pledge for the like the $5 pledge for like the second issue at a digital form. If you just want to like get the digital stuff and read it immediately, and not get the physical, you can get the $10 pledge and get issues 1 and 2. I got standard versions of the second issue coming out, but you can also get for $30, you can also get like the first issues 1 and 2 in a physical form. And not only do you get it like the physical copies, you also get the PDF copies. You get like creators commentary from me and Dan Ekas about how we came about like the whole project and everything. Of course, get your name listed on the website. Also, that music you heard on the trailer there was all me. So I do.
Nice.
Yeah. Sweet.
Oh, thank you. I do all my own production and everything for my stuff, and I actually created a soundtrack for this book that I'm when the trade paperback ever comes about, I'll actually have a whole soundtrack set up for that. But in some of the pledges, you can actually get 2 songs, like "Divorce Is My Only Option" is one of the songs. Some characters in the book are talking about that, and also "On the Hunt for My People" is another song as well. So these are like some really, really good stuff that that people are actually taken to. And I got a metal version of the first issue for like $75 and up. you could get a metal copy of the first issue along with a physical copy, along with some digital copies, creator commentary, and everything listed in the Kickstarter. When you guys go to the Kickstarter, you'll see. But here's right here a preview of my of the second issue. So you get like a little tidbit of what the second issue is about. Right. And if you go to my site, you can actually see a little bit of the first issue as well. So it's some crazy stuff going on. Like I said, I got the 2 covers available along with the first thing. I'm also got the t-shirts going, with and everything. And you can listen to the songs. You can listen to my the songs that actually, can I play a couple of them for you? Not the whole
song. Sure, go for it, man.
I'm like a man with no country, running, fumbling, stumbling, trying to find a direction. Decisions. Let me be descriptive. My mission, confusion, confused state. But please wait. I crave love. I need hate. I'm energized. I'm tired. Expired. Been lied to. Been tried to. Been railroaded. Blindfolded. Folks say eat, don't dwell on it. Release it. Excel, homie. It's hard to, especially when your own people won't set you free. I'm just as normal as you. I just been differently. Y'all don't get pissed at me when I'm up past you ain't here for me. See, I've been outcasted, looked down on, frowned on, styled on, wild on. This fate for habit, I was wrong. See, I see.
That's On the Hunt.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. I'm here listening. I was like, hey, he cut it off. Come on.
That's you rapping, DP? What's going on?
Say it again, Phable. Say it again.
Rapping on there? That's you rapping?
No, that's my man Eddie Kane. I just do the music and everything. My man Eddie Kane, he did all the lyrics and everything. They go to like the story of like different events in the book. So it's sort of like supposed to give you like the idea of when you're reading the book, you're sitting down listening to the music and vibing off that. But no, I don't do any of the rap and everything. All that stuff. He came up with the lyrics. I don't write the lyrics and everything. I'm not that talented as I got a little bit at, but no, I'll leave it up to the professionals to do that. Let me
nice.
Play a little bit of this right quick.
Man, this shit ain't fucking right. This shit fucking with my.
Oh, am I allowed to play
Damn, off the top.
Oh man, nice. We're on prime time, so I guess you're okay. You're okay. Earlier, not to, but you good, bro.
And everything. It doesn't get super explicit and everything, but he does say that a lot. So.
Oh, life, my life. This shit ain't fucking right. Man, this fucking shit. Well, you leave me with no fucking option. Down on one knee, I gave you a ring. Showed your mom and pops for doing the thing. She said divorce was the only option. Well, you leave me with no fucking option. Down on one knee, I gave you a ring. Showed your mom and pops for doing the thing. She said divorce was our only option. Well, you leave me with no fucking option. Down on one knee, I gave you a ring. Showed your mom and pop before doing the thing. I was never perfect, but was it worth it? I was praising God daily, trying to find my purpose. This hurt shit, it ain't worth shit. Wish I was black-hearted on my cousin Kurt shit. This work shit, nigga, I got 2 jobs. But apples equal apples on my Steve Jobs. I never cheated, and plus I never lied. I kept it real, that's how a nigga live.
All right, that's
I like it.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh yeah.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah. Heck
Yeah, we got some good stuff on here. That's my man Danny, because right here he did all my artwork and everything. And this is Alex Ziev. She did like all the colors and stuff. Really great team. Marco, he did all the lettering and everything.
Look
yeah,
at Matt there.
Oh yeah, right.
You can throw him in the book right there with that mug.
Seriously, right? I mean, the way he got this picture and everything, you would think so, right? Oh man,
Oh yeah.
crazy stuff. But yeah, I got some good stuff as far as like I'm actually doing this tier. I'm actually proud to say that I'm actually collaborated with Phil Cho. He does some stuff like ESPN and everything. And a lot of his artwork is right there on like Instagram. He done like a picture of me in the Cleveland, for the Browns uniform and everything. And I'm actually putting that on a Theme of Thieves cup. So if you pledge to one of our higher tiers, you can get like a custom tumbler, for a drinking cup and everything with his personalized artwork. You can make yourself as like your own team or your own superhero and everything. But I give you like a chunk of stuff, like his personalized stuff, the tumbler, the creators commentary, the songs, name on the site, free shipping. Basically, it's free shipping for everything too.
Wow.
So guys, you don't have to worry about paying any shipping if you contribute to my Kickstarter, because I give it to you at no additional charge as far as like your shipping. But you get the tumbler stuff and yeah, so I got some stuff going on there,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That was
Oh yeah,
Thanks.
definitely got me pumped.
Yeah.
I'm about to go there tonight.
Yeah, our guy, where is he? He dropped it right there. Eric, thank you so much. Station. Anybody, that's the link right there for our guy right here. You know what I'm saying? So Station to Eric. Nick Comic Coach is the one that wanted to drop it right there. Nick Station, brother Joe's up in the house still. Cryo Prime Station.
It's almost so like, is any children in the room and everything? I know. I know. I'm sorry about that. I should have asked before I started playing it.
You've never been on a conversation with Brother Joe. He's worse than that song. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh man.
But thanks for showing us that, man. That was pretty cool. Anybody?
Oh,
yeah. The link. He just showed the link. I'm gonna put those links down in the box below, and it'll probably be on there and all my other shows too. That way we could get that Kickstarter going, because that looks very interesting, man. I really like that, like for real, man. Time traveling stuff and all that. I'm a sucker for that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know how to even tell a story like that. So that's what's making it even more interesting for me. So
your responsibility is to read it, So that's
plus,
you guys and everything.
Plus, you said
reading.
Yeah, you said the magic words. The magic words are quantum leap. Those are the magic words.
Yeah, it's Lost meets Quantum Leap meets The Wire. So just imagine all that all enrolled in one. I mean, that's what my stuff is. Theme of Thieves.
And what's good with me with that? Like, you added a heroine in there, because I'm a Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Erica Slaughter fan. So to add that, like I'm a sucker for stuff like that. So you had me intrigued already with that first picture I saw. So station to that, man.
Yeah. I mean, she goes through some things and stuff like so. I hope wherever she ends up, because as a writer, you sort of like get into the mind of the character, but you have them going on one way, and then you begin to write, and they end up going on ways that you didn't think. So I mean, yeah, she really excites me as far as her character and everything. She's biracial in the book, by the way, too. So she has like a
nice.
Ethnic background and everything. So
Nice. So I like these characters. When you make the characters, do you give any attachment to them where like one of them, like maybe they won't survive or something like that, they get axed off or something? Like do you always worry about like being too attached to a character that you end up not doing that, even though it's for the better of the story?
I totally agree with you. And some of these characters will survive, some of them will not. By the time the end comes and everything. So no, I'm not going to make myself attached to any of the characters. If anything, the only character that may end up just being like the mainstay is this guy right here. You know, so he's like he's the one that I'm teasing like the mystery out. So yeah,
yeah, man. I mean, you can't ask him in the first issue, man. You have a poster and everything on there, man. Can you imagine? It'd be like Game of Thrones.
Like what? Oh yeah, the Ned head, you know.
Nice. Any of you guys want to add any other questions before we wrap up this portion of the segment?
Oh yeah, like I meant to ask you this a few days ago on the stream. When you are like, I'm sure you have like an ending in sight, but it's like when you started the story, did you already have an end goal, or is it kind of like, you know, you have something in mind, but it's flexible towards how the characters will get to the end?
So yeah, I do have like something in mind, and when I did start, I had like the idea of like, you know, how I wanted to start out with the story. It took me a while to come up where I wanted all this to head, and in the universe, things escalate, so they get small. Right now, they're small in the high school stage, but they get bigger and bigger and bigger as things start happening. The key thing is in this story, like the disappearance in the book is called evanescence, means to disappear. It started back in like the late 1700s. People just was randomly disappearing and nobody knew how to deal with it. But it was just a small amount of people. And then as decades went by, more people just started disappearing until it just became a way of life in like in the universe. Now it's to a point where, you know, I mean, it's like climate change. You start to worry because it's too many things going on where, okay, you got to have a planet to live with people and folks. So I'm dealing with how people react to that.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting focal point. Like, how would the world continue in normalcy, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Like, how would you normalize something like that where you just, the evanescence happened to him? Like, what happened to, you know, like people standing around at work around like the water cooler? You guys seen John? Oh, evanescence got to him. You know, stuff like that. Like, it's just that's interesting though.
Yeah, I'm not going to work. I'll tell you that much. People start disappearing. Water cooler talks. It's like, you guys work. I'll be out here living before I disappear.
Just imagine. So all of a sudden, you know, you're playing with your kids and everything. Then, you know, unfortunate things happen, and the thing is, you don't have any closure. With that, you have closure. With this, you don't have that.
You don't know what's You
don't know what. So people have to continue to live though, and you know, like I said, things escalate, and yes, I do have like a I'm flexible on the I know where I'm going, but I'm flexible depending on how my characters develop. You know.
Okay. Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
I'm
cool. So
pumped for it. I know you're a Lindelof fan, Damon Lindelof, and that's how I'm the whole the pitch, all of it. I'm sold.
Yep.
Heck yeah, man! Like, so how long do we have with this Kickstarter before the cutoff?
23 days left. 23 days left in the Kickstarter, but that doesn't mean that you can't start, you know, pledging and everything now. You know, just go to like the pledge. I'll be actually having like some exclusive prizes and everything in the next week. So I'll be presenting stuff on my live and everything. So I have my own YouTube channel at Dog Pound Brown, you know, on my stuff. So make sure that you guys are following me, you know, as far as like on my social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, of course on YouTube at Dog Pound Brown. So make sure that you're following all those. So I'll be doing some live stuff on my channel. Giving out some stuff for people to win and everything, just to get a lot more engagement. For the project and everything. But yeah, it's 23 days left, but don't wait. You know, some of these higher up pledges are only for a limited time, so you can only have like so many backers to them. So just don't, if you're looking and eyeing it at one of them, don't wait. You know, go ahead and get your stuff. You know, but if you're intrigued on anything that you're seeing and you know heard and everything, you know, like I said, for $10 you could get to the first 2 issues.
It comes up, yeah.
get the ball rolling as far as like catching up and everything. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
At all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, man, that's pretty good. You get to read the comics and support the project at the same time, so that's pretty
Oh,
cool. This is what
Support
it's
the
about.
independent creator.
Yes, yes. So we can see more of that stuff in the future. Heck yeah, I believe in that for sure. All right, man. I guess we're wrapping up. Like I said, Kickstarter. I'm gonna have all that in the box below. Eric already put that in the chats. You know what I mean? So I can't wait. I'm interested, man. I can't wait for payday so I can put my plans in there. You know what I mean? Get my reading on and stuff like that. And hopefully in the future, if you get to issue 3, 4, or 5 or whatever, you could come back on here and we could talk about those issues and stuff like that.
I hope by 5 and 6 I'm already at Image. So that's the
yes.
I knew that was your plan. I knew that was your plan.
Nice. Just don't forget about us little people once you make it big time and stuff like that. You know,
once
you
talk to Robert Kirkman, we're all out of here, right?
Never that.
Stay sense to that,
man.
So
That's beautiful.
Station all day.
Sweet. So we got you for another 25 minutes or something like that. So like I'm ready for the segment after. I guess your segment was the segment of the day. This is the second segment of the day of the night, and we're gonna talk some Battlestar Galactica. You know what I'm saying? Woohoo, Battlestar! I'm gonna have like my own little thinking of a song or something like that for the segment. You know what I mean? I wasn't able to find too many images of these episodes. It was harder than the last few episodes. I'm like, damn, they're slacking. You know what I mean? They're making me work. But you know, of course, if you guys didn't know, this is the episode of the TV series critique. You know what I'm saying? And what can I say? I guess this episode is what's the name of this episode?
6 degrees of separation.
Yes.
6 degrees. This is episode number 7, which I remember it being a pretty like big episode. You know what I'm saying? So
oh man, I love this episode.
So you want to start it off this episode?
I'll break it down.
Go. Break it down.
All right. So yeah, this is episode 7, 6 degrees of separation. Right. So in this episode, we start off. The show opens up with Gaius Baltar, who's their lead scientist, and as we know, Gaius is working on a Cylon detector for Adama. Right, this is what he's been doing. This is what he's been tasked with. So we open up the episode with him doing that, trying to figure out how to detect these Cylons. And if you've been watching, you know that he's been seeing this hallucination of this woman that he was sleeping with before the Cylons attacked. She presumably died in that attack, but he's been seeing her and she's been talking to him. Not only has she been talking to him, but she's been kind of saving his ass through this show, telling him what to say, telling him how to act, what to do. So he's working on his Cylon detector. He sees 6 again, right? She does her little sexy thing that she always does when she pops up. She starts caressing him and being in his ear, and you know what I mean, just distracting the hell out of him. Anyway, long story short, these two start getting into an argument. Right? Gaius, she talks about God. Give yourself to God, give into God, 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 God. So this pisses him off, right? Because he's a clear atheist. He does not believe in a God, right? Even his own gods, because his people believe in multiple gods. They're polytheists. So he gets mad, starts throwing it in her face, you and your God, and God this, and God blah, 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 whatever. So she gets really upset at him when he starts she even says blasphemy, like, you got to stop doing all this blasphemy. He's like, screw that. So she leaves, she just disappears. Well, at that second, I forgot her name, Duala shows up at his door, and she tells him that Adama wants him on the bridge right away. So he goes to the bridge. And right there, you know, you see the usual suspects, right? Adama, Colonel Ty, the XO, they're there chilling. And standing next to them is the girl he's been hallucinating this whole time. She's standing right there in the physical flesh, right? But at first, he thinks she's an hallucination, right? So he doesn't even acknowledge her, right?
Yeah. That was a
And
great
they're like,
scene.
It was.
yeah, we want you to meet Miss Shelley Godfrey. That's the name she gave herself. It's like, this is Miss Shelley Godfrey,
What?
and she has some important information. And he's like, where is she? It's like
Right,
she's standing right next to you. And when
'Cause-
he comes to the realization that the woman that he's been hallucinating is physically standing in front of him, he starts getting nervous, man. This
Yo.
guy is such a great actor. Right? He starts going real nervous. And then he gets even more nervous when they tell him what she has to say. And basically, she says that she was with the guy that had information that said that he helped the Cylons penetrate the defense system, therefore committing genocide, right? Practical genocide.
Yep.
So he is shitting bricks at this point, right? Not only is the girl he's hallucinating there for the first time in physical form, everybody sees her, but she's accusing him of all this mess that they're going through, right?
Right.
Okay. So immediately he's nervous, whatever. So then we cut to Tyrrell. Tyrrell is the head of the like mechanics or whatever. I don't know what you want to call. I don't know what his title is really, but
Right.
he's whatever the hangar deck is, he's in charge
chief. He's the
of
chief
that. Yeah,
of whatever, yeah.
Chief of the ships,
Engineering or
whatever. Now in the last episodes, they recovered a Cylon ship. They recovered a fighter. I forgot what they called them, Venoms or Vipers or something like that. They got one of the alien ships, the Cylon ships, on board. So they're studying this thing, right? And he can't figure it out. He's trying to pull levers, pull wires. Nothing is working, right? So this leads Colonel Ty, the XO, to go see Starbuck. Now Starbuck is recovering from crash landing on this planet, and she had to go through. She's the one that recovered this ship in the first place. She's the one that drove it home. That's why they need her help. But for some reason, she's in a super funk. She doesn't want to get out of bed. Everybody's goading her like, "Oh, Starbuck, you're so tough," kind of thing. And look at you, you're in your bed sleeping. So she's having a problem getting out and going back to work basically. So then we cut to the president, and the president is talking to her people, and all of a sudden she passes out. She just passes out on the table. Now, if she's suffering from cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So this is obviously the effects of cancer finally starting to get to her, because we've seen her strong. We've only seen her wilt a few times, but this time she's straight up passed out. Right? So that's concerning. So then we cut to 6, right? Which is this Shelley, what do they call it? Shelley Godfrey, right?
Godfrey.
She's in Adama's office talking to Adama. Yeah, which is a great name, right? Shelley Godfrey.
Yeah.
Like, awesome show. The show is so layered, right? Like Lynn says, it's super layered. But anyway, she's in Adama office and basically telling him the story about how she was in love with the guy who's the whistleblower on Gaius, and that she missed him so much, because that guy supposedly he was on the ship that they had to destroy in like the first episode or something like that.
Yeah.
Because he was coming to snitch. And somehow that ship got destroyed. Well, anyway, this lady shows up. She says she's his lover, and she worked in the Defense Department as well. And she's telling Adama all of this, and then all of a sudden, she starts getting into how she misses the guy, and she starts getting really close to Adama. She starts getting real cozy with him, and Adama's like looking at her, because Adama already. You cannot get past this man. You cannot double talk him. You just can't play him. You understand what I'm saying? And she just goes into this diatribe about this guy, how lonely she is. And she inches up on Adama and she starts kissing him on his cheek and all this other stuff. So he's looking at her like, basically he backs up off of her. She leaves. Immediately he calls all his officers and like, I want this woman tailed. I want to know where she is, where she's been, everything. He thinks something's up, right? So anyway, we fast forward, we go to now Caprica, right? Because there's a dual story going on here. There's one on Galactica and one on the planet that they fled. Right. And the planet is irradiated, right? Because they they dropped nuclear bombs on it. And Hilo is one of the soldiers that got left behind. He's on Caprica and he's there with Boomer, who we know is a Cylon, right? She's playing with this guy. She's being with him, but at the same time, there's two other Cylons that she's with that are like in the background, and they're just observing him and her and how they're acting, right?
Which is very creepy.
Yeah,
by the way.
They're just studying him, basically. They're studying this guy, seeing what he would do in situations. Well, anyway, we cut to them and they're running from Cylons. All right, they're just running, and that's the scene, basically. They're just escaping Cylons. They're running through the planet, right? So now we go back to Galactica, where Gaius is shitting bricks. He's shitting bricks, right? He doesn't know what to do. So he ends up going, seeing, I don't know what his title would be, but he's like the first officer. His name is Gata. And he basically plots the jumps. He relays the orders that Adama gives to everybody. He relays everything to all the departments and everything. Well, Gata is also assigned to help Gaius in his creating the Cylon detector. Well, anyway, Gaius follows Gata into the bathroom, and we have one of the funniest scenes in this show where they both go into bathroom stalls, and the way it's shot, all they do is show the bathroom stalls and their feet under the stall. And when they're talking, their feet are kind of talking for them, right? Because like Gaius is like, listen, you gotta help me out. You gotta give me like 2 seconds. Let me get to my equipment. I'm sure we can do something. He's like, no, I can't do it. I can't help you. I can't. But when he's doing that, I can't help you. His feet are crossing like this, like all nervous. So it's one of the funniest scenes in the show.
It's so funny.
Anyway, long story short, Gaius is trying to convince Gata. Gata's not going for it. He's like, my reputation's on the line. He said, my reputation's on the line too. I can't help you, bro. So he leaves, and in comes Shelley Godfrey, right, to use the bathroom. So Gaius notices her into the bathroom, and he confronts her right there. And he's telling her, oh, this is funny for you? You think this is a joke? You know what I mean? I mock God, and this is what you're gonna do to me. You know, you're having fun with this. And she's totally like acts like she does not know what he's talking about. Like, I don't know you, I don't know what you're saying, I don't know nothing. He's like, oh yeah, you know, and basically she leaves, and he's just like, now he's confused, right? Because he doesn't know if this woman is really just a separate lady or the woman he's dreaming of always, right? Okay. So then we cut to the hangar again, where Tyrell is trying to fix the ship, right? Boomer comes. Now, remember, there's two boomers. There's a boomer that is on Galactica that thinks she's totally a human. She does not know she's a Cylon. And then there's Boomer on Caprica who totally knows she's a Cylon and is playing games, right? So we cut to the boomer that's on Galactica. And Tyrell, they had just broken up in the few episodes before, right? So she's kind of heartbroken, and she's trying to figure out a way back into his heart or whatever. He's working on this Cylon ship, and all of a sudden she comes in and she just starts touching the ship. And it's kind of a weird way she's touching it, right? It's like she feels like it's familiar, the way she's touching it, right? And she starts talking. She starts talking to Tyrell, who's fixing the ship, and she's like, "Listen, you got to stop treating these things like they're people. They're more like animals, right? This could be a representation of their animals and all that. And you just gotta have the right touch and all that." And he's looking at her like, "What the hell?
What the
are you talking about?" Like, and she's like, kind of snaps out of her kind of thing, because she was kind of in a trance when she was doing that.
Yeah.
And she snaps out, realizes that she's saying all this shit. She's like, yeah, well, that's what I thought, that's what I figured. So he's all looking at her mysteriously, whatever. She walks away, right? Then we cut back to Colonel Ty. Colonel Ty visits Starbuck in the hospital. We just said that Starbuck doesn't want to get up. She's just depressed for some reason, right?
Right.
So Ty, as only Ty can do, goats her, right? Because this is what he loves doing. He loves messing with her. And he's like, oh, well, you can stay here if you want to stay here. Just stay here. It's fine. And she's like, what do you think? This reverse psychology crap is going to work on me? He's like, nah. But I figured the longer you stay here, the longer you prove me right about what I think about you. So that got her going. He knows how to get her. So she gets out of bed. She's finally ready to get back to work. So then we cut to her actually going to the ship in the hangar bay. Remember, she flew this thing. Right. So she jumps in the ship. She starts looking for cords and stuff, seeing what she did before. Miraculously, she finds the button, the ship starts up. She figures it out, right? So they're all amazed, like, yes, finally, right? So because they want to study this thing.
Right.
Anyway, cut from that, and we go to Gaius, right? And he's with the president. And he's telling the president, hey, listen, man, I think this lady is a Cylon, right? That's my belief. That she's a Cylon and we got to do something. And the president is like, well, I can't really help you. Thanks for telling me, but we can't really help you. You know what I mean? So he's running out of the options here. He doesn't know what to do, right? So then we figure out, then we cut back to Caprica, where Boomer and Hilo have some time to finally sit down from running from these Cylons.
Correct.
And Hilo starts, he has a crush on this Boomer, this version of Boomer. And he starts going into, hey, listen, man, I know you was with the chief and everything, but I wish it was me. Like, I wish I was the chief. You know what I'm saying? And right there and then, she kisses him, and they have one of the most intense sex scenes in a TV show.
Yeah.
I mean, and even her spine starts glowing, right? Because that's how you know it's one of them. Their spines glow when they have sex. Weird tidbit.
Stretch, right?
Right? I mean, she's grunting. They're grunting. It's in the rain. It's like
irradiated rain at that, bro.
Right. Exactly. I think I skipped a part around here. Hold on.
Yeah, Gaius Baltar, man, he's like one of my favorite characters.
Oh,
he's just crazy.
Yes. Thank you.
So after Gaius tries to convince the president, he also tries to convince Adama. He goes to Adama's office, tells him the same thing. Hey, man, listen, just give me some access to my equipment. Adama just shuts him down immediately. He's like, listen, I can't give you access to equipment. Furthermore, if I find out that you really did do that, I'm going to dismantle your equipment. And we're going to like shoot you out of an airlock kind of shit. Yeah. He's like, I don't like to be taken for a fool. You know what I mean? He's letting him know, like, don't play with me. You know what I mean? So at that exact moment, a fire alarm goes off for some reason, a fire alarm. And everybody starts trying to go try to see where the fire is, right? Well, this leaves the door open to the office that he's been trying to get to, right? He gets into the laboratory, and what does he see? His face on the screen. So basically, because when I forgot to say this, when Shelly came in to accuse him, she actually had a video of him going into the data banks and setting an explosive off.
Yeah,
right. But they couldn't see his face in the video. This is why he's still innocent. This is why he's still able to walk around, because they don't know if it's him. Well, when he goes to the lab, when the fire alarm goes off, he sees that they finally decoded the face, unblurred the face, and it's his face. So he starts panicking, right? Because this is not true. He did not do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
We know his involvement. It wasn't like that. He didn't set off an explosion. So he starts panicking like crazy. He starts pulling freaking wires from the computer. He's trying to pull the hard drive. No, and the screen doesn't turn off. Everything else turns off but this damn screen. It's hilarious. So he takes a chair and he's about to bash the screen, and who walks in? Adama. Catches him right in the freaking act of trying to sabotage the damn what do you call it? The damn proof
decoder, yeah.
That he sabotaged the Earth or whatever, Caprica, the fleet or whatever. So they put him in jail. They put him in the brig, right? And he's really shitting bricks now. Now, Gaius is a coward, period.
Yes,
right?
He's such a coward.
And he's this guy who plays Gaius is such a great actor as a coward. I mean, it is incredible how great this guy is.
You see him sweat and everything.
Yeah. He's
so nervous and just...
Yeah, he plays a weasel like no other.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
He's having a super panic attack because he knows he's going to die. Right? And the president comes in and he thinks that she's gonna be like on his side, and she's like, listen, I always had a feeling you were kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling you did have something to do with this. I don't know how, but I think you did. And if you did, God have mercy on your soul. And she walks out, and he's just completely
defeated, bro.
Defeated, right? Because he thought she was the one that would believe him, and even her turned on him, right? So what does he do? He starts praying to God. He sits there in his cell and he calls out to God and he says, listen, I know we're not on the best of terms. I know that I said a whole bunch of stuff, but please, if you help me here, I will devote my life to you. And it's sincere when he's saying this.
Yep.
It's very sincere. You can tell he's finally come to that point. This is last resort. And at that exact same moment, the woman that he's been hallucinating shows up in the cell. And she is extremely happy. She's like, you did it. You finally did it. You accepted God. And as soon as that happens, Gator walks in and he's like, oh, it's a fake. It's a fake. The picture is a fake. The scenery is a fake. Everything's fake. And he's like, oh my God. He's just like,
I like the reaction because he's like, oh my God. Of course it is.
Of course.
Guys is so hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm a bow out here. Thanks again for letting me on. I definitely appreciate Station to everyone. Thanks again for it makes me just feel so welcome into the whole La Familia that you guys got going on here.
Hell yeah.
Anytime, brother.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Sure that I got my Nerdcyclopedia channel. We talk about Star Wars stuff. I love to have one of got you guys.
Oh yeah.
Star
this
Wars
guy right here.
Well, so we'll get all that together. But themeofthieves.com, people. So make sure that you're checking your boy out. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate you.
Oh man, thanks for being here, man. Station.
Have a good night, brother.
Oh yeah, go get that book, man.
Yeah.
Theme of Thieves Kickstarter, man. Awesome.
So good.
So yeah, she discovers. Gator comes in, says that all the pictures, all the video that they found was false. It was fake or whatever. He is exonerated. Well, this still leaves the question: where's Shelly? Where's Shelly Godfrey? Right? Where is she? So Adama is freaking heated. Right?
Yeah.
Because this woman came in, did what she did, and disappeared. Nobody could find her. He is upset because he feels played by this woman, and he tells everybody, I want you to check. You're gonna double check. He doesn't care. She existed. She was here.
Yep.
And right at that moment, he looks down and her glasses are right on the table. So that lets you know that she was there.
She was real.
And that she still may be there. Right? So then we end off the episode with Gaius in his dream world, which happens to be his old apartment on Caprica. And Here comes the woman that he's been hallucinating, and he's really happy to see her. He's
Yeah.
really happy for the first time. It's looking like he really is kind of feeling her or feeling for her or something. There's something there. When he sees her, he's relieved. And of course, they start getting into their little sexy time thing. She starts caressing them. It's always with sex with these two. That's all they do. Talk and have sex. So
Healthy relationship.
She's telling him, oh, you did it. You accepted God. I'm proud of you. Let's go have some fun now. You know what I mean? Let's go have some fun time upstairs. And he's all like, yeah, let's go. And he's like, God's work be done or God's will be done. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
Almost as if he didn't even learn his lesson at that
He
point.
didn't. He didn't.
He's just so happy to be in some comfort.
Right. Where he's like, hey, this is what God wants. Let's
right?
go have some sex. And that's how the episode ends, and everything zooms out the way it zoomed back in from the first shot. It zooms back out. Yeah, episode 7, 6 degrees of separation.
Well done. That was good.
Station.
Good review.
Station.
Over, yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. There was a part, but I don't know if it was this episode or next episode, so I'm not gonna say nothing because maybe then I'll keep doing stuff like that. Like maybe that's the next episode.
I do the same thing.
Where the president gets whispered about Adama.
Yeah, that was
this
next
episode.
Next
that was
episode.
The next one. Okay. So good. So yeah, you just freshly saw it, so I could.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep on with this current episode we're talking about. I guess we could talk about our favorite parts of the episode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go first this time, and then of course my favorite part is 6 talking to Abdama, like you were just talking about what she was saying, caressing him,
trying to seduce him. That's what I was looking for.
And he's like,
he just.
And then like she's kissing. He's like,
yes, sir.
I was like,
does not budge.
He does not budge, man. I'll be where I'll be. So I'm not gonna even go there. But you know what I mean? He does not budge. He's just like, this is what we're gonna do. Right after it, it's just like, oh my god, what?
The plan was already working. As soon as she tried to work him, his mind was already working on how to play her. She's like, she's trying to play me. He's That was great. Yeah, that was a great scene. Because when she kissed him, his face was literally just the same as when she started trying to seduce him. Like it was, like you said, he was just the entire time. Iron Will, baby.
Damn, this guy is so good.
Yeah.
In real life, as an actor, he's like, oh, this lady's hot.
Listen,
yeah, right.
I have no idea why I have not seen this guy since this show. I have not seen this actor on anything since this show. It is a real shame. This guy, this episode was, one of them spotlighted kind of Starbuck, one of them spotlighted kind of Boomer. This is Gaius. This is a Gaius episode. And he knocked it out of the park. The guy's awesome.
Absolutely. This episode definitely it kind of been touching on hints throughout, the other 6 episodes. But it was this episode you finally see all that paranoia with Gaius kind of like hit a breaking point almost. And speaking on favorite scenes real quick, since it was like you brought it up, Phable, you're talking about how he kind of accepted God at the end, and it was like we talking to Brother Joe about it earlier, or I was, and he brought up a good point about it. The bathroom scene coming off like a confessional booth, and that really ties into that whole him accepting faith, like. Those little themes just sprinkled throughout the show. It's like genius, bro. Like genius. Like I love it.
Chef's kiss.
To the chef, baby.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite scene of this whole thing?
My favorite scene was the last scene where he's in the couch, arms up like this.
Yeah.
Feeling himself.
Yes.
Feeling himself. And Shorty's on him like, yeah. you finally got exonerated. That'll never happen. It'll be kind of hard to, try to do that again. He's like, you're damn
Right.
right, kind of look like you're
I
damn
I
right.
did it again. Yeah.
Yeah. And the way she the staircase scene I find so beautiful. It was beautifully shot. The way she's taking off each item of clothing, walking up this staircase, and he's
So good.
following her. And he's like, Shelley Gottfried. Was there ever a Shelley Gottfried? I mean, and she never answers the question.
And he
Right.
didn't. That was okay for him.
And when she finally takes off, she's going down and she's taking off her pants and stuff, the right around her butt. He's like, but
Hey,
it doesn't
well.
matter. It's
Yeah.
time to
Yeah.
it's time to have some fun.
And we
And the
good.
way she turns the corner, the combination of the way she turns the corner with the music that's playing, with this sort of whiteout effect that they do on her when she turns the corner, as if she's going to heaven.
Yeah, it's very blissful.
It's a very beautiful shot. So yeah, the last scene is my favorite scene.
That's a great
Nice.
pick.
Nice.
Great pick.
Nice. I guess we could go for ratings now, I guess. I guess I'll go first. Man, it's funny, like the last one I think I gave like 4.5 or something like that, and then you think there'll be an episode where I go lower and I can't. You know what I'm saying? This episode was so freaking good. There was so much to happen. It was a big episode. I feel like this is a breakthrough episode. There's a lot that happened in it.
Yeah.
You could see that maybe she really is in his head. Maybe she really is. There's a chip there or something like that. Because not a ghost. Because it's weird.
Yeah.
And then you see, like you said, the glasses and all that, and you're like, then where the hell did she go? This is what, like, from the beginning, like when you said she exploded, you know what I'm saying? I still feel like where did the other Cylon come from? Can she control the other Cylon? Kind of thing.
Does she have the memories of the other side? Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, did she take over the other Cylon from the mission and totally get through? You know what I mean? We don't know how many are there. There's a dozen supposedly or something like that, or less now, because she was been destroyed a couple of times. But now I'm thinking, like, is she like the mainframe? You know what I mean? Like, no matter what
this isn't the first time that she had a problem with something and then things go wrong because she had an issue, and then when she finally is satisfied, those issues disappear. It's not the first time it's happened.
Yep.
It's like the other Cylons are just other Cylons. It's like she has total control. She's more powerful than all of them. That's what I'm feeling right now. Like watching this episode, I'm like, oh, this is so powerful, this episode. So you guys 5. I mean, I can't give it lower. There's so much that happens in there. Like my favorite part, your guys' favorite parts, and all that. It's so good, this episode. I don't know, like I keep going, oh, this might be my favorite one. And then we keep going, there's more favorite ones coming up. I feel it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So
this is one of them though.
Backlog station to that. I guess Steph, what do you give it?
I'm gonna go with 5 because I like the way it gave us a big reveal about guys. It didn't necessarily reveal any major, the overarching plot points with the Cylons chasing the galactic, the rest of the humans, finding different planets, them jumping. It was more contained and intimate, but at the same time, it did give us major reveals for certain plot elements. Like, it was a very unique episode, and Phable was pointing this out earlier, just the structure of how everything plays out, the shots they were using. It was definitely a standout episode. So and they're already phenomenal episodes to begin with. So 5, easy 5.
Oh yeah.
Phable?
You already know, bro. Straight 5. No doubt about it. And this episode hit everywhere. It hit on production. So, the shots, the acting, the script, all of that hit for me. This was a very comedic episode. It's very funny.
I understated you.
Yeah, there's a lot of humor in this episode. And there's also suspense. Right? What's gonna happen? The suspense kills you in this episode, right? Especially when he gets caught mid trying to destroy the computer by Adama. It's like, oh, He's screwed.
He's done. Yeah, how's he gonna get out of this?
Getting out
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah.
There's no
He's a
talking.
unique character.
Yeah.
No.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
he's like a unique character because it's like you want to, he's a slimy bastard, but you're almost rooting for him sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
come on, guys, you can do this.
You'll get out of this, man. You'll
Yeah.
get out of this. So yeah, straight 5 battles for this episode. Chef's kiss, beginning to end.
I mean, obviously, Steph, there's like not really a numbering you could give
Yeah,
it, but I'll give you,
math.
The math.
If we subtract the 2, but add a 1, we can get. Well, we'll just give it a solid 5. 0.69.
Right now, people like these guys and their math. Right? I gotta get a whole other class just on their math. So that's awesome. Now we're gonna get to the next episode. And Steph, do you mind if you cover this one? And I got you guys next week.
Phable, how are you keen on that? Was a little bit more. I was more involved in last episode. If we want to piggyback,
I mean,
this one I kind of didn't have the chance to take notes on, but it's basically there was a Cylon in the miniseries, I believe, that Adama interacted with, and this is how Adama found out that the Cylons were human. And not only that, but he found out that they believed in a god, a singular god. Well, episode starts out, somebody found this guy, the guy that they, what was it, shot out in the airline? I don't know what they did to this guy. They left him in there. I don't know what they did. But this guy is was found on a ship, right? This guy is supposedly dead, right? So Adama immediately is like, kill this guy. I want him out of here. Immediately execute him. And president is like, no. I want to know what's going on with this guy. I want to know. So Adama recruits Starbuck because he knows Starbuck does not play games, right? So he's like, listen, I'm telling you right now, when you talk to this dude, be careful.
Right.
He's a liar, but not only is he a liar, he mixed truth with the lie, almost like the devil. It's almost as if he's describing Lucifer. That's what's so cool about the lines he's telling her, right?
Yeah.
And the guy's name is Leobin or something like that. Lucifer, Leobin. I don't know. Maybe I'm making too many
No, I can see it. I can see it.
Mixes truth with the lies. This is what we have to keep in our minds, right? So Starbuck is in charge of interrogating this dude. And she's intrigued by him, to say the least, right? She sees that he sweats, which immediately sets off her mind. Like, why is he sweating? Why would a robot sweat? Right? So she starts interrogating him. And basically, he's not telling her much or nothing. He's not saying much anything. So she's like, you know what? Frack you. Have fun out of the airlock or whatever. And all of a sudden he says, you're Starbuck, aren't you? And this freezes her in place. This kind of hits her immediately. So he starts saying, we can talk now. Now that I know who you are, we can speak. We can really talk and have a conversation. So she comes back, she starts having a conversation with this guy, and he's basically telling her about God and all this stuff. The same thing the hallucination has been telling Gaius. God has a plan. This is all God's will. And basically implying that, God made them. So this makes Starbuck she just cannot it's too much for her, right? That this machine that tried to freaking kill them is trying to say that it has a soul. This is like pissing her off to the 10th degree. So what does she do? Call calls in her soldier buddies. They start beating the crap out of him. And they basically torture him for hours on end. And while they're torturing him, yes, he's telling them, hey, listen, you're not going to break me. I believe in God. Like, plus I can't die. And then he even says that he is God. I don't know if you caught that line.
No.
He says, I am God. She's like, kind of an evil freaking God. Or you know what I'm saying? She's
right. Yeah.
She just, but what she starts noticing, well, first he starts saying little things about her life. And this kind of is messing with her a little bit. So he's doing exactly what Adama said. He's mixing in lies with the truth, right? Or at least that's what we think. We're at least Starbuck is like, can't decipher this.
Right.
Right? Because he's saying that, you know, they were created by God and them destroying the humans was God's will, that these things have happened before and they'll happen again, which is part of their scripture, part of their religion says this. This has happened and will happen again. He's saying it too. And she's like, please don't quote scripture to me. What are you? You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's like, listen, I can see the stream. I can see the future and the past. All right. And he says, this has happened before. It'll happen again. But the last time it happened, you were being interrogated and I was the interrogator. And this will happen again. Just play different roles. What is this guy talking about?
Right? It speaks of riddles almost. Like
yeah. So this is making Starbuck kind of start questioning things. She's starting to kind of see this guy is not a machine. He's alive. Right? He may be a Cylon, but he is a person. Right? Because her whole thing was like, oh, you're a machine. If this hurts, just turn off your pain stuff.
Yep.
Oh, you're hungry? Why would a machine need food? You know what I mean? So his unwavering faith, his knowledge of events is kind of making her feel like this guy might be not telling the truth, but he's not a machine. That's important, right? She feels his humanity, right? Because there was a point where they're dunking him on the water and she gets pissed at some point. She's like, fuck, let him breathe.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would she say that? You know what I mean? Yep. If he's immortal and all this other stuff that he is, right? Anyway, long story short, she's going through all this with this guy. At the same time on Caprica, they're trying to see if Sharon Boomer, Caprica Boomer, evil Boomer, Cylon Boomer, is making Hilo fall in love with her. She's like, is he in love with you? And she's like, I think so. Right? So we get a reveal here that they're trying to make him fall in love with her. It's part of the little experiment. But here's what they didn't understand. She's falling in love with him. And that's the part that they're not getting, those two Cylons that are following her and him. Right? So anyway, we get to the end. Basically, the president tells Starbuck, she catches her in the act of torturing this dude. And she tells her, listen, we're above this kind of thing. Like, I know he's not human, but he is here. He is a person, you know? And, you know, this is not what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Rosalind was basically playing good cop because she takes Homeboy to the airlock and she pretends as if she's freeing him. She says, take off his cuffs, take off his things, whatever. And the Cylon even starts kind of maybe believing that he's going to be freed.
Yeah.
And she tells him, listen, we could stop this right now. We just need to trust each other. And this kudos to her acting, right? Because he starts blabbing out. He starts saying, yeah, you know, don't be hard on Starbucks. She doesn't know any better. You know, you know, he really thinks she's serious. Right? And he even goes to hug her. And everybody's like, whoa, what the hell's going on here? They pull out their guns. She's like, oh, chill out, chill out. And then when he's hugging her, he does his Lucifer thing. He goes in her ear and he tells her, Adama's a Cylon. Well, this makes her back up in the hardest way. She backs up and she puts his ass in the hairlock. And she tells him, listen, all I know is that you try to kill my people. You know what I mean? So I don't care what you think, what you feel. And this is when we know that Rosin she's not a game either.
Yo,
you know
no, yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
She's not a game either. Well, anyway, they put him in the airlock. He looks disappointed. As if he thought he broke through somewhere, as if he thought he made headway. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. But he did kind of make headway with Starbuck because when he's in the airlock, he puts his hand on the window. And Starbuck, for some unexplained reason, I guess feeling really bad for him. And again, why would she feel bad for him if she didn't believe he was a living creature? You know? She puts her hand on him, kind of remorseful. And then he gets blown out of the airlock. Now, here's the thing that I didn't mention in the beginning. Rosalind had a dream with Leoben in it.
Yes.
And in that dream, she sees him being blown out. Not necessarily out of an airlock, but just blown out. Like he just flies out somewhere. Well, when we get to the president and he's in the airlock, the shot matches exactly what she saw in her dream. Him getting blown out of the airlock. Also in this dream, he told her he had to tell her something. He says, I got to tell you something. Right? Which is what he told her at the end. Adama is a Cylon. Right?
Right.
So Leoben says that he sees the future. Remember when he was being interrogated? He says that he sees the future. Not only does he see the future, but he told Starbuck, you're going to find Kobo. And Kobo is going to lead you to Earth. Right? So when he gets blown out of the airlock and she sees that it matches what her dream was, we're left with this thought. Is Leoben a psychic? Is Leoben really telling the truth? Right, does he know the future? Is he a telepath? Is he something of this nature? Right? That's the big question. That's how we end it.
Was it this episode where Rosalind fainted first, or was that last episode?
Last episode.
Okay. I was gonna say that kind of it's that was a small I like to say this show will kind of like leave little breadcrumbs in earlier episodes. Last episode Rosalind had passed out because she was overstressed, and had kind of self-medicated a little too much. But this episode kind of plays up to that, like the stress once again that she feels on her shoulders. I also like how you said, and it shows that she's not to be messed with. We see that Adama's kind of known as being the stern one. You don't want to get under, Adama will throw the book at you. It's almost like in certain instances, Rosalind can be a little bit more stern and cold-blooded than Adama.
Than even Adama.
Interesting contrast.
Yeah. And at the end, I'm sorry, I did say that they blew him out the airlock and that was the end. That was not the end. The end is Rosalind sitting down with Adama. And they're just chit-chatting about what's going on. But Rosalind's looking at Adama. Like with that thought in behind her head. Yeah. He's a Cylon. And the way he's chuckling and laughing with her, it almost looks that way, right? Like, So, I know what happens, but this is an amazing ending because I guarantee anybody who's seeing this for the first time, in their mind, they're like, holy crap.
Who do I trust? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Adama's a Cylon. Holy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still like, that's not true. That's not true. He lying. You know what I mean? But is he? You know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Yeah.
If they can slip in Godfrey and whatever his face was in interrogation so easily, how do we know Adama. You know, maybe Adama is the one who's letting all this stuff slide because he's got, you know, see such high chain of command. He can just open like a back door, and you know, he's got access to everything. You know, nobody would really question him going somewhere he's not supposed to be because he couldn't be anywhere as the chief of the Galactica, the admiral.
Yes.
And then, but it kind of has your head like, but how is he a Cylon if he is? You know what I mean? Like, he's the dad of the. There's a lot of questions now. You're like, you got the son and all that. Now, just like, come on, man.
Well, how is Boomer a Cylon? Right? Didn't she go to military school?
Yeah.
Didn't she fall in love with Terrell and have this whole torrid relationship for years before that ship was decommissioned? So they're gonna answer all this stuff. I can't wait till you get there.
Right?
You know, all this planted, the way the way, like you see it, like these Cylons, you know what I'm saying? They didn't just rush, man. They're very patient.
Yes,
you know what I mean? You know, they're immortal. You know what I mean? So they don't age and die like regular humans. So you know, they could just chill and
they can play the waiting game. Yeah.
Here's the thought that creeps up in your head. Well, at least it creeps up in my head watching these last 8 episodes. Is that these Cylons, as intelligent as they are, they're infants.
Yes.
They don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, but they don't know what
the ramifications.
Right. Yep. Because we've seen this with 3 of the Cylons already. The 6, her having the feelings she has for Gaius obviously is not the plan.
Yep.
Boomer having the feelings for Hilo.
And the other one, 2 of them.
That's not the plan. Right?
Yeah.
And then
the other Boomer.
The other Boomer going against her programming. Remember, she had the bomb right next to her in the chair. And she found the water and couldn't say it. So we're starting to get the sense that they're not perfect.
No, not at all.
They're not.
You look at it, because Gaius, as slimy as he is, he's almost been like the edge the rest of the humans have had of escaping the Cylons. Like, had he not survived that initial blast, because she saved him and took the brunt of that, Cylons might have wiped them out. Just, you know, so it's almost like the Cylons are setting themselves up for defeat in a sense, or they're their own crutch in the road. You know, like it's
even Leoben to an extent sort of has a super relatory stuff to himself, right? When he's getting beat up and stuff. I mean, the shit that she's telling him, he's listening.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, well, you kind of see it when she tells him, because the Cylons are sort of like the X-Men now, right? If they die, they get resurrected. And she tells him, right? She tells him, you're scared that we're so far away from where we were that you won't be resurrected, that you're gonna die, and that'll be it for you.
Yep.
And you can see that thought hits him. You know, so that's when we're starting to get the sense that these guys, as evil as they may seem, they may not be, totally on point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, they can. It shows that they can probably simulate how things are gonna turn out all they want, but once you go in the battlefield, things change. Things change, because the more they made these copies of humans so well that their human side takes over at times.
Yeah.
Like we talked about this before, and you see this happening. You see, like, now it's a whole new ball game. You know what I mean? It's like you don't know where it's going. Like they probably don't know where it's going, and like they're questioning it. You know what I mean? Like, what is this? You know what I mean?
Why am I experiencing this? Yeah, like,
Yeah. And she tells him, she's like, you don't know what you're out here just looking for us. You have no idea what you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? And you can see it. You can see it in Leoben's face, like, damn, she got me on that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the regular Cylons, they will never figure it out because they're not have any kind of humanity in them. It's these Cylons that get, these Cylons are the ones that more superior than the ones that created them.
Came before,
so it's kind of weird. Like the Cylons were created by the human, and they're more superior, and then these other ones are more superior than them, kind of thing. So man. What are you gonna say, Steph?
Oh, it happened this episode. Kind of big. Gaius and Boomer, when he's the detector, and she goes to the lab.
Oh,
and she's good, like, yo, I want to know if I'm a Cylon. He like, this is what made me really question: is it, a figment in his imagination? Is it something that Six implanted in his head? Is it just his subconscious? Because he tests Boomer and stuff, and he sees that she's a Cylon. But as he's seeing the test, the vision of Six, whatever, pops up, and she's like, what is she gonna do when you tell her that she's a Cylon? Is she gonna like just rip your head from your body? Or is like, you gotta? He quickly is like, oh no, you're good. You're not a Cylon, even though it's saying she's a Cylon all over the place. And she even comments, she's like, really? I thought you were gonna say something different. He's like, nope, you are human. You are good. You are all good.
Human.
Yeah.
Because he's such a coward. Because it's true. That is a flaw in the plan, right? I mean, first of all, she wasn't supposed to get tested.
Right.
She kind of skipped the line.
Yep.
Right? Because she told him, listen, I saved your life. You owe me one. My man that I want back won't take me back unless I can prove to him that I'm not a Cylon. So, she gets tested, find out she's a Cylon, and his cowardice takes over right there, because you're right. Six is in his ear and telling him, listen, she's a Cylon. What you gonna do now?
You right there.
Right?
Yeah, what you gonna do now? And it kind of reveals a little flaw in the plan, right? Because Gaius is sure as hell not gonna be the one to detain these people when they find out that they're Cylons. So
let's see everything from afar.
Yeah, he said, "Fuck it, you're a Cylon. You're not a Cylon." he can't. He's such a coward that he's willing to let this Cylon run around
right back into the mix of things. Yeah, just so he's okay.
Kill him.
Yeah,
he's fine.
But that made me question. I was like, if that is actually something Six implanted in his head, why is this Cylon helping him fight against the Cylons? Like, wouldn't this vision in his head want Boomer to kill him? Because that's the only obstacle, stopping them from wiping out the rest of the human race.
Well, let me tell you, if I never saw this show before, my thought process, because I did think this, even though I know what's going to happen, my first thought process was like, is Six God?
Yeah.
Is she the actual God? That was my thought process.
That makes a lot of sense. Like like I said, she's been the one to really give Gaius the edge to detect the Cylons. Mm-hmm. Like, that's like a higher power coming out of nowhere to save his children, the mankind. Like, I don't want you guys all wiped out, so I'm going to help you as best I can. Or he or she.
Yeah.
That was,
a Noah's Ark kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, this series is just littered with
there you go,
bro. You don't even keep it, bro. Like,
you didn't make the Noah's Ark connection at first.
Not at all.
Oh yeah. God destroyed the earth so that all the pureness or whatever would be left. To repopulate the earth again. So this may be borrowing from there a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even think about that, but when you like connect the dots, I'm like, how am I not seeing this?
It goes to show, no matter how many times you see it, you might miss something. You know what I mean? That's how deep this show is.
Yes.
Stuff like that. Oh.
And in the cleverest ways. It doesn't hit you over the head with its philosophies or its deepness. It introduces these concepts in such a consumable way that even if you're not the smartest person, and maybe because you stay away from these high concept shows, like, I don't know, that's too complicated for me. This is a show that's too complicated that anybody can get. Any child, I mean, the way they discern the information, you will get it.
I agree. Absolutely. It's layered. It's a layered show. So much going on.
To think there's people that still won't watch it, even though we tell them. You know what I'm saying? Like
Sir, are you talking about a certain king out there?
yeah. Something about like spoilers there. Are you gonna watch it? Talking about spoilers? Station Sound, there's a couple of people who came out. Bobby Hardcore Station. Like, man, I'm just enjoying myself watching you two talk about it. That's why, like, I've been quiet because I'm just listening. Because I'm just like, I didn't get to see these for a second time today because I was so busy, and then I still want to watch them for a second time. And oh man, because that second time, even though that's that time that you're taking notes, you start noticing more things. Now that like you don't have to watch it multiple times, but you want to watch it multiple times.
Right.
Yeah,
kind of
you
thing.
definitely pick up a lot more.
Yeah, so it's one of those that you do have to.
Another little plot detail that we missed out on this episode was that we find out that Caprica 6, right? So the one that's following Boomer and Hilo, she doesn't like Boomer.
Yeah,
I did notice that
because he told her, he said, "Oh, why? Because you don't like her." He tells Six that, and she's like, "Oh, that doesn't matter. That doesn't even matter as long as we get the mission done."
Right.
Yeah, and when Boomer comes to her, she gets on her face like, "Is he falling in love with you?" Like, you know what I mean? So they have a disdain for each other, which is
interesting.
It's a concept, right? It's a concept. Like,
it also makes sense. That happens in real life. That happens in real life, though. When jealousy comes in there, like like we were talking about earlier, these Cylons made them too human.
They can't even predict what emotions they're emulating or observing. Like it's a human condition almost. They've got it almost too perfect.
And you know, women are very competitive like that. Like like even my wife will tell you, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we are. You know what I mean? Because like us men, like we'll get jealous and we're like, whatever, squirrel. You know what I mean? Oh, look at that comic over there. You know, we're easily distracted. But they get concentration and they get competitive.
They're focused on it, bro.
They're mad focused. And if 6 is, like we talked earlier, the more powerful out of all of them, or at least like in a way, you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about strength, I'm talking about will or whatever, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Boomer might not like her neither, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I did notice that. Now that you guys talk about it. Man, we could be here all night talking about these episodes, but we gotta go to the, you know, our favorite. We'll do at the same time our favorite scenes, you know what I'm saying, and the grading, starting with Stef this time. Favorite scene and the grading.
Great. I'm gonna go. My favorite scene was the Gaius Boomer scene when she reveals she's a Cylon, because you know that whole, like, it was funny. I think these last episode was funnier, but Gaius was still on full throttle with like the humor in this one, because he makes a joke about her being a Cylon, and she's just kind of, he's like laughing, and she's just dead assing him, and he's just like, oh, okay, I'll get right to it, you know. And that was just a brilliant scene. I'm gonna give this one a solid 4. Just because I enjoyed it, just because last episode was such a peak, a highlight. At the same, like I said, it was very character driven, but at the same time, you got major plot reveals at the same time. This one slowed down a little bit, but it was still just as good.
Still good.
4 is, you know, very high. Yeah,
it's still excellent. All right, Phable, what do you favorite scene and grade?
My favorite scene is the interrogation scene. They did a few of them throughout this episode, but it's the one in particular where she has the food, and he looks very hungry. You know,
I like the line he drops.
Yeah, and yeah, when she's like, "How does it taste?" He's like, "You already know how it tastes.
When you're starving, everything tastes good,
bro."
Right,
exactly. And just his wordplay, their back and forth throughout that whole scene. Leo Ben is a real Loki.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
He's exactly what Adama said in the beginning. Exactly. Don't listen to this guy. You know what I mean? And everybody ended up listening to this
God
God
guy.
of mischief.
Yep.
He's their
You
God
know
of
what I
mischief.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is amazing. Yeah, the guy who played Leo Ben is so deliciously weird and awkward.
Yes.
Uh, great actor as well. Did a fantastic job playing that role. So yeah, my favorite scene. And grading. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I'm gonna give it a
Yeah.
4.5
Same.
backlogs. Only
Brother Joe.
because go ahead, what happened?
No, no, no. Go
Caprica
ahead. Go ahead.
6
Finish.
enjoyed beating up that boomer. Yeah, she sure
She
did.
did. She did. You saw it. You
Um,
saw it like she was loving it.
I'm gonna give it 4.5 only because the previous episode was this was a little bit back to form.
Yeah.
Whereas this episode 7 was a little more artistic in a lot of
Yes.
ways. It was a little more contained in its art form, if that makes any sense. Because the
Absolutely.
episode started with this deep zoom in, ended with a deep zoom out. It
Yep.
was very designed and intentional, in a filmic
Yep.
way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if I had to compare them, this episode's still probably a 5, but I'm just gonna say 4.5 because the other one before was such a high mark.
Yeah.
You know.
Station to that. For me, Fable kind of. That's all right. For me, Fable kind of took my favorite part with the whole food thing and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
that it was one of my favorite. But the next one would be like the whisper in you know, her ear. You know, the president's ear. Oh, he's a Cylon. Because I was just like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like that's my favorite scene. And the way she played it off and stuff like that, she was like, please. But you know, deep inside her head it's there. But she was like, whatever. And she's like stone cold about it and stuff like that. Worse than like you were saying than Abdama himself and stuff like that. Because you see he has a heart eventually. But look like she can be stone cold once she makes a choice. That's it. That's it. That's the choice. So I love that's my favorite scene when they let him go and all that. So
Sorry.
it's all good, bro. If I had to give it a fair, you know, I'll give it a 4.52 because it was a step below the other one, but there was enough here to make it strong enough for a 4.5 for me.
Yeah,
You know
that's a
what I'm saying?
fantastic grade.
Remember, I'm seeing this one for the first time too, so you know it's just like, so I'm gonna have an extra in my feeling with these episodes. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 4.5, which Steph, that averages out to
okay, subtract 2, but you add 37, divide it by 2. So that's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.69 station.
Station to that, man. Guys, next week we're doing episodes, which I can't believe already. Episodes 9 and 10.
Oh, wow. That's
9
amazing,
and 10.
dude.
So we got 2 weeks of these episodes left of season 1 left. So next will be 9 and 10, and the week after that will be 11, 12, 13. So we're gonna do 3 that week, which probably we won't have an extra segment on the 3 episode one because we kind of gotta feel that one out a little bit. But next week we'll do 9, which is Tough Me Up, Tough Me Down, which is about the colonial episode.
Okay.
I think that's what that is. And then the 10th episode is called The Hand of God. So we talk about a lot of God here in this episode. So it was like, oh, and I see a picture and he's laying down like that. And she's like,
yeah.
So I'm like,
what a science fiction show, right?
Yeah,
right.
Totally
This is science fiction, and it's like we're talking about religion,
right?
This crazy thing that don't go together. Science and religion are totally diametric different thoughts of how the world works, right?
Absolutely.
Like 2 different opposing ideas. This one is like this. Amazing.
You can't, it's so intertwined. Yes.
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing. So I
Watch this
can't
show.
wait to check those out. And of course, you're watching this on the rewind. Leave a comment, man. I'm looking for those comments. I know, like, I go a long time without answering, but I do read them, and I want to see what you guys thought. And if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Ding, ding, ding that bell for notification for future videos like this one, and everybody from the PCP Army Bad Batch that list is down below. And also, our guy Robbie is part of the Whiplash Wednesday, like we talked about earlier. So he's in the lineup now, new member of the lineup, you know what I'm saying, officially. And he's actually in the Instagram where the hashtag Flame Fable show started. In the Instagram here on Whiplash Wednesday. So now we got an Instagram up in here doing his thing. And I think Brandon had a show earlier on Instagram too. Yes. So we're all over the place, you know. Like Dog Pond said earlier, you know what I'm saying? If you're working or whatever, we have us in the background. You got Backlot Bros all over, whatever that is. I still don't know what that is, but you can have that all through Whiplash Wednesday, stuff like that. So check out that episode. What we got coming up next. Like I said earlier, I have my my pop culture philosophers mystery box unboxing. So he got me going woo with that box. But I have the box located over there. I can't wait to open it. It's just the time and all that. I've been very busy, like people know, and all that. You know, I had to like not do my video last week and stuff like that for various reasons. I don't know when my whole video will return. I decided to scratch that video and just like move on from it. But I will have a return on something, whether it's like a few books or something like that, because my pull list will shrink for a while because of the issues outside of the show and stuff like that. I don't like talking about that stuff, but show must go on. We had a lot of fun today, and I definitely not only am I doing that video, but I might make my first appearance. You know what I'm saying? This Saturday. Dylan's
about time, bro.
Dylan asked me if I wanted to come on, and I told him I'm willing to. I'm off Saturday night, so I'm gonna be on that show, God willing. You know what I mean? Unless Dylan's like, I'm not having a show tonight. I'm like, damn, you know what I mean?
And dudes, man, if you love horror movies, shows, content, period, sub up to Dylan's horror show. He's a horror aficionado, knows everything about horror backwards and forwards. You know what I mean? He's also PCP Army Bad Batch member, and he's almost at 1K, guys. So go sub up Dylan. We all hang out there on Saturday. You could catch Stef on there. Oh, Stef is just basically part of the show. I'd be on there sometimes. One of them. Yeah, he's one of the Dylan horror show. A Dylan night. He's a Dylan night.
Dylan night.
And then you know, I make appearances here and there, and oh man, so awesome. We're gonna have Herm on. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know if I'm not a horror aficionado like you guys, but you know, I do like my horror too. You know, I try to do the best I can. You know, trying to.
Oh, you're gonna do.
But I can't wait. The Gate is an excellent movie. I remember watching it as a kid. So yeah. So I definitely think you can watch this one. Amazon Prime, I think, has it.
Yep.
I don't know if Peacock has it, but there's a bunch of them that have it. It's not just one platform. So.
I almost want to say Tubi, but I know Amazon for sure. Amazon Prime.
Tubi. I saw Tubi too, so you could be right. So yeah, man, it's free. Some commercials, but it's not a lot, guys.
Not bad at all.
And of course, if you guys want to watch more Battlestar Galactica, you watch that on Peacock. We keep forgetting to add that little
and Amazon Prime.
There.
Really?
Oh, Amazon Prime has it.
Nice.
Okay. There you go. You got two spots. So now I'm just like, which one do I watch it on? Probably Peacock, because they have my.
Hey, Peacock is awesome because once you watch a few commercials, as you keep going through this episodes, the commercials get even less.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I repeated the episode 8 twice. There was only one commercial.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. See, there you go. Like, I didn't even notice like that. I should notice stuff like that, but you know, big dummy. I'm just trying to take notes and stuff. That's an awesome nugget. I didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying? Speak of the devil, Bobby Station. Man. Station. I'm hoping he gets to watch a few episodes because I guarantee, Robbie, if you start watching, you're gonna want to binge all those episodes.
Robbie would
and then
love
hopefully
this show.
Yes,
Robbie would love the way he talks about metaphysical and the whole
what is
ancient
this trying to
alien,
say
whatever.
here?
The metaphysical, the meta talking. Robbie would eat Battlestar up alive.
Yeah. So yeah, man, catch up, Robbie. We're not too behind, and hopefully you can catch up and you can join us one night, you know, here, and we can talk some Battlestar Galactica, stuff like that. You know, I know you're busy. You got so much streams you do and your job and you know life, you know what I'm saying? But we would love to have you on here. But keep on keeping on, guys. Thanks for joining us. Like I said, hashtag Blame Phable tonight, this Sunday. Regular 6 p.m. start. We're gonna have Eric the Stash, the Raz up in this house.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Hey, Eric, I was gonna the movie. I think Eric said Twins earlier. If you're in the chat, correct me. I was kind of trying to lean towards something he would be interested in, you know, about while paying respects to Ivan Reitman, who recently passed away.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm down to do Twins. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
So
we changed
Twins.
There you go. There you go.
Right.
There it is. It's official.
No, Twins.
This Sunday.
There you go, Twins.
Twins.
Station. I didn't even know that.
I can't wait to see that thumbnail.
Yo,
yeah.
Yeah.
I got the lady to do that in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like get that thumbnail going because Twins is one of my all-time favorites too. I watched that a lot as a kid. Syndication here in New York a lot. You know what I mean? And Arnold and Danny Vito, they look like twins, bro.
Don't you see the resemblance? I do. Yeah.
It's honestly where I think Schwarzenegger should have kept going as he got older. Yeah. Forget the stunts and the action. I mean, we can have it. It could be part of the comedy movie, but do some more comedy because he was great at them. Jingle All the Way, Twins, Kindergarten Cop.
Yes.
He did quite a few that were very
It's not a tumor. You know what I
mean? It's not time.
What was the other one? Let go of the cookie. Put down the cookie.
Put down the cookie.
Put down the cookie. We all love Arnold. Oh yeah, like Maria, copy on the work assignment. Station.
Thank you, Maria.
Get to work, babe. So there you go, guys. Another wonderful show. You know what I'm saying? We went through everything and all that. Thanks for hanging with us all day throughout the Bad Batch. Backlog Bro, what is that? You guys know what that is? I still don't know to this day what the heck that is. But
let me say one thing. I'm sorry. I think we'll figure out our version of math before we figure out what a Backlog Bro is.
That's saying a lot, man. That's saying a lot because we still gotta figure that stuff out, you know what I mean?
That shit is deeper than Battlestar, bro. I don't know if I can know
that definitely is, man. That definitely is. Guys, thank you so much. See you guys on the flip side in future shows. And like always, we love you. Keep reading your books. Merry Christmas every week, yet again, like always. And till next time, guys, Station. Peace out.